Good afternoon, friends. Honorable Minister, Urban Development, Shri Kamal Nath ji, Chairman, CREDAI, Shri Pradeep Jain, Chairman of Convention Committee and Vice President, Mr. Jakshay Shah, Vice Presidents, Mr. Shekhar Reddy, Mr. Geetambar Anand, Mr. Dharmesh Jain, Mr. Jaspal Oberoi, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Singapore, Mr. Raghavan, Additional Secretary, Mr. Mishra, First Secretary to High Commission, Mr. Raghavan, PS to Honorable Minister, Mr. Khalid Jamal, my Executive Committee members, Governing Council members, President of all state units and city units, my sponsors, preferred partners, media, and friends. Today, we are witnessing an unprecedented gathering, that too abroad. Delegates from 7 countries, 22 states, and 70 cities of India. Kamal Nath ji, may I point out that most of them are new generation developers, qualified as engineers, architects, and chartered accountants. We believe in transparency and growth. They believe in creativity and cost efficiency. They believe in speed and innovation. They believe in mass development and execution. India, as we all know, is witnessing an urban population explosion. This population is predominantly young, and as high as 65% of young population below 35. They are hungry for not just employment, but a dignified living. With full responsibility, I would like to say that we are in for a huge future shock, an urban chaos in offing. To quote the McKinsey 2010 report, the cost of not paying attention to India's cities is enormous. Today's policy vacuum risks worsening urban decay and gridlock, a declining quality of life for citizens, and reluctance amongst investors to commit resources to India's urban centers. We believe that the lack of serious policy to manage urbanization could jeopardize even the 7.4% growth rate we assume in our base case, risking high unemployment. New research of the same agency, MGI, estimates that cities could generate 70% of net new jobs created by the year 2030, produce more than 70% of Indian GDP, and drive a near 4-fold increase in per capita income across the nation. It took nearly 40 years from 1971 and 2008 for India's urban population to rise by 230 million. It could take only half that time to add next 25 million. It is a scary scenario, I must say. The role of the cities, and I would like to stress, is to provide mass-scale employment and generate revenue for state. Hence, cities will have to grow. There is no alternative. Now, do we want these cities to grow into slum cities, or cities providing dignity of living, comfort, social security, and pride to citizens? Life for the average city dwellers in India could become a lot tougher if we keep closing our eyes to the reality. For instance, Water supply for the average citizen could drop from the present average 105 liter a day to mere 65 liter a day. A huge section of population will have no access to potable water. India's cities could live between 70 to 80% of sewage untreated. While private car ownership would increase, shortcomings in the transportation infrastructure have the potential to create an urban gridlock. Similarly to the acute congestion that cripples some of the Latin American cities. With current rate of infrastructure development, the gap in basic infrastructure like mass transit, road, drainage, water will multiply 2 to 4 times. The gap multiplies 2 to 4 times. We require a whopping $2.2 trillion US dollars to meet the challenge. Sir, we need to build 700 to 900 million square meters every year. That means 2 Mumbai cities or 1 Chicago every year in India. The real estate developers, therefore, are going to be one of the most important stakeholders in urban development. Though the Planning Commission and the government recognizes this aspect, there is no coordinated effort to plan to face the challenge. We need to have a vision for the future, identify the future growth areas in each cities and develop a concrete action plan. The real estate developers, as I said, are going to see an unprecedented growth in business. The entire developer community must gear up to grow exponentially in the coming years. In fact, it's not a mere opportunity, but a challenge, I'm sure. A person as dynamic as you, sir, will not let go an opportunity to serve this country in the true spirit. Whatever I've said until now goes to show a spirited leader can really serve millions of hopefuls through a well-planned urban development. From the developer's point of view, may I point out that we cannot spend our time, creative time, for construction work and planning as we are gripped by the humiliating approval processes and risk of work stoppage of work involved in this red tapeism are just unimaginable. Mr. Pradeep Jain has raised few issues and we have submitted a detailed memorandum to you, sir, in person. I'll just highlight few important issues. This budget session, all state governments have happily burdened the real estate sector. Be it through imposing VAT, increasing property tax, increasing the ready reckoner rates or guideline rates, or imposing a 25% EWS and LIG reservations. Whenever I went across the country, I could see the reckless manner in which the local planning authorities implementing these laws. In Chhattisgarh, they have not paid compensation for acquired land, which is a prerequisite for approval, because I cannot get approval unless I surrender that land. And in your state of Madhya Pradesh, sir, developers bought property at market value and they are told now to give away 25% of built area in AWS category. Ultimately, this is loading the middle class who is buying the remaining 75%. This rule could be understandable if the land size is large enough to create a separate complex with compatible amenities for AWS. Ultimately, we are burdening the middle class who is going to bear the cost of this free market sales. Here, I want to point out that the very suggestion came out of McKinsey document, but the government can't pick and choose. If they have to pick something, then it has to be holistic manner. The report has to be adopted. Similarly, there are issues of taxation and banking.